We are finally over a week-long sickness with just about everybody in our house. And if my voice sounds not so great, it's because I was the last one to get the sickness and I'm just finally starting to recover, but my voice has not fully come back yet. With this week of dealing with sickness, I am brought back to remembering what it is that I am really supposed to be doing as a homemaker and as a mother, because last week I was not able to achieve all of the projects and goals that I had for my week because I had to do what I had to do, which was constantly taking care of a kid, whether that was just holding somebody on the couch, cleaning up pretty nasty stuff, washing sheets, our couches, sanitizing things. It was just a whole week of just pretty much just doing that. Sleepless nights. It can be really hard dealing with those things sometimes. For me, as somebody who has a lot of goals and personal projects, it can be really frustrating when I'm not able to actually achieve those things. God gave me the grace last week to really just appreciate what I'm here to do and be so thankful that I was given the gift to do that. While the popularization of homemaking on social media and the broader internet has been exciting, and it's honestly can be pretty validating at times, it's not like this new thing. Homemaking goes back to probably the beginning of time. And I think as women, we were given this natural inclination to nurture and create a space that is the home. But I think it gets so caught up in the external projects and hobbies that are often associated with homemaking that we really forget what it really is. Being a homemaker is not sourdough or homeschooling or having chickens. It's really about being the gatekeeper and the value driver of your home and the people in it. As mothers, we're constantly bombarded with this, what I like to call balance propaganda. This idea that there is this special recipe where you can achieve perfect balance as a mother, and you can have your mind, body, and soul, and your kids' mind, body, and soul, and your husband's mind, body, and soul all taken care of in complete balance is just, honestly, it's a lie. And a lot of times something has to be sacrificed for another thing to be focused on. Last week when I was dealing with sick kids, I was not going to be able to cook 5 from scratch, delicious, healthy meals. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. I wasn't going to have the laundry folded and put away every day. I wasn't going to have my hair clean and done every day, which, let's be honest, I don't really do that anyways. I wasn't going to have 8 hours of sleep. It just wasn't going to happen because the health of my kids and the well-being of them was the first priority. God really gave me the grace to realize that in those moments, because I often get really upset or mad at myself because I am not able to achieve this perfect balance throughout the whole week. And last week, I just was able to accept that this was a time to be nursing kids back to health. And it wasn't necessarily the time to try and achieve all of the things that I was going to try to get done that week. And honestly, how often do you hear people say it's all about balance? But when are you truly able to really achieve that balance? And I really don't think it's about achieving balance. It's about being able to pivot and be able to recognize when things need to go to the back burner and when things need to come to the forefront. And honestly, there are seasons where I feel like I'm really killing it and I'm really on it all. And that usually lasts about a week. And then something comes in and throws a wrench in the routine that I feel like I've perfectly established. I'm not saying that you can't strive to refine rhythms and find better ways to do things, but If you are constantly striving to have everything in a perfect balance, you will always be disappointed because it's just not going to happen. As an example, this year, at the beginning of the year, I decided I wanted to lose the weight that I had gained between my two kids. And because this was going to be my primary goal for this year, there were so many things that I truly do value as important that had to just take the back burner because I wasn't able to. I was sacrificing sleep so I could work out early in the morning. I was giving up on doing certain activities with my kids because we would be going to the gym, because I was so focused on macros and trying to cut calories and things. I wasn't necessarily cooking absolutely everything from scratch. Our meals were extremely simple. I wasn't baking. It was just, things were just different. Those were the things that had to be out of balance so I could focus on this thing. And then in the fall, things just started to change. Since I had lost the weight, my priorities kind of just shifted to just trying to maintain this. So right now, I am lucky to get to the gym 2 days a week and just trying to maintain what I have done. And then also my 1-year-old, she went down to 1 nap, which means if she doesn't get that nap of the day, she is a crank. So it's very important that we get her to her nap. And so I'm not able to go to the gym in the middle of the day, but also my 1-year-old likes to get up at 5 a.m. So I can't really work out in the morning before anybody gets up. So things are just really different. The things that are out of balance today are different than the things that were out of balance 6 months ago. And it's really about accepting that and finding ways to make the shift without completely upending your entire life and your home. I have a really bad habit of, when something does not go the way that I had intended or planned for them to go, to allow it to completely derail my day and essentially render me useless for the rest of the day, because I just cannot focus on anything else other than what I wanted to do, my original plan. And even the other day when we have been dealing with sick kids, I was up really late. I had intended on getting up super early so I could work on some Thanksgiving prep. I was up for hours and hours in the middle of the night with my 1-year-old, and I just knew that getting up and doing stuff in the morning just wasn't going to happen. And usually I would have allowed that to completely derail my day. This really is a testament to the work that God has done in my heart, because I was able to just sleep in a little bit, allow myself to lose out on that early morning time, and I was able to get almost the same amount of work done, but I just had to allow myself the grace to know that I may not get it all done. Sometimes too, when you are feeling like things are truly out of balance, it could be a time to look at what is maybe serving as a distraction when you think it's something that's really important. And this can even be things like the laundry and dishes. Obviously, those are things that have to get done, but are you putting an unnecessary pressure of how often they have to get done, or a certain time of day that they have to get done? And I think even for me, I get really frustrated when I can't read my Bible alone in the mornings. But I have conditioned myself to believe that I can only spend time with God when it's super quiet and peaceful first thing in the morning, when I really should learn how to do that at any time of the day. Who does it affect? And while yes, things like the dishes have to get done and somebody's got to do the laundry, does it have to be done by 10 o'clock in the morning? Or are you saying you have to do that because of the cleaning schedule that you have imposed on yourself? I'm saying you, but these are really things that I am having to deal with in my own home and on the pressures that I am putting on myself. And I really had to bring myself back to, what are the values that I hold? What are the things that I want my kids to be able to walk into the world? What kind of skills and abilities I want them to have? And is what I'm doing really serving the core values of my family, or am I creating this all up in my head? And I do think it is really important to challenge yourself, and I am somebody who does really like to be productive and have a lot of projects, and those are ways that I find joy and happiness. But what are the extra things that I'm adding in that are just causing unnecessary stress and waste? And what are the time wasters in my home right now? A lot of times when I am feeling really discontent about things just not really feeling right in the home, I'm feeling really stressed a lot, or I'm not having enough time for the things that I want to do, it is usually a call for me to reevaluate my routines and reevaluate what I'm doing that's actually important. A lot of that comes to spending more time on my phone than I should be. Am I not managing my time well? Am I spending too much time on things? Is there too much friction with something I'm constantly trying to do? As an example, I work a job a couple days a week. I was really struggling to get dinner on the table on the days that I work because I was coming home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I just didn't have time to make the meals that I had planned to make. And what I do, so instead of constantly trying to force myself to push through and make these meals when it was just too chaotic in the house to be able to get that done, I pre-made meals, or I planned for picking up pizza on those nights. And even though that's not necessarily what I wanted to do, I would much rather be able to make delicious, healthy meals from scratch every single night. I just knew I wasn't going to be able to do that and have a peaceful home. And peace is a huge value for me. I want to have a peaceful home. I don't want my kids to constantly feel rushed and stressed. So this was a pivot that I had to make, not to achieve a perfect balance, but to maintain a culture of peace.